away, and let's see what we get for ourselves as we go into map number 1 of this best of 3. In the bottom left-hand corner, we are going to have ourselves the red Terran player representing Team Liquid. This is Clem. Taking on the blue Protoss in the top right corner of the map. We have herO, and away we go. Kick off this best of 3 series in what we are hoping is going to be spectacular fashion. Hoping for a very good series here, to be honest. Might be series of the day. We shall see. Definitely has potential, right? Definitely has potential to be the series of the day, I think. As the gateway comes up, just going to drop that down. SCV on the way through as well. It's going to be seeing that Brax and our gas coming through. Gate and the assimilator coming up as we speak. Just getting that on the go initially. Bring that straight through. See where we're gonna go. We just have ourselves the again racks coming up and online. Get that on the way up for a moment or two here. Nothing too crazy. Everything settling. Gonna see our probe straight up into the main base. Again, Nexus and the Cyber Core coming online, so we get that all on the go. We get that moving through for the moment. Reaper and the Orbital coming up on the other side as well. Again, Cyber Core, Nexus continue to come about. Get ourselves built up on that one. So just a little bit of setup, a little bit of getting going. The factory coming through in the reactor along with it. The Reaper is going to move onto the map here from Clem, and we will see as this factory comes in early what sort of aggression he maybe tries to set up on the back of that as well. That definitely should give you some opportunities / possibilities. So something else for us to look at as the Reaper for now heads all the way up towards the upper right hand side and is going to be moving through to see what's going on very shortly, or at least you would expect it to. Currently going to sit tight and hang tight for a moment at the front, so maybe it's not going to be quite as exciting as I thought. Gets turned away. Not much going to come from there just yet. As I do go back across, seeing what we can get done for the moment. Going back over, again we're going to have ourselves the +1 attack and the old gate coming online. Just going to be seeing the Cyclone, the Marines, and the Starport coming through. And, upgrades continue to build. As our Cyclone and Marines continue to come about, continue to set this up into play. Pulls back toward the upper right hand side. So again, just going to get going over there, just going to get settled in. The hallucination going to get locked onto by a Cyclone. Just going to chase back the other direction a little bit as well, where we can. Little bits and pieces being done so far, nothing too crazy. We have our +1 coming up on terms of upgrades. Twilight Council coming through from herO. So playing that Twilight Opener is obviously, again, something which he is very comfortable with. Plays that a lot of the time when we see these guys play against each other. As the Viking and the Marines continue up on Clem's side as well. So bringing those across, I mean, he's actually got a pretty aggressive army building. He does have some of that in a medevac right now, already coming across the map as well for reinforcements. As the Cyclone lock-on initially does hit the Stalker for a little while, get some damage done. Obviously nothing too serious just yet, but definitely potential. A little bit more to happen as the tank is going to get taken out here as well. Fields on that ramp, but that tank is going to get taken out. I kind of imagine it's going a bit better for herO, but it did not. Yeah, we do get rid of the medevac though, which is obviously a big deal. Problem is now you've got the tank in position, the blink gets denied as well, so you're not going to have blink at some point magically appearing to kind of save the day. Like, that blink is gone for the foreseeable future, so that is not going to help you out in the slightest at the moment. Cyclone locking on. Probe's taking damage. The Stalkers are still going to be there as well. They're going to do their thing. I'm going to say that Clem is looking extremely good right now in this current situation. Looking extremely comfortable. A little bit concerned, in fact, for herO, who's having to pull probes in. I mean, the siege tanks are putting a lot of work in as well. We might just about start clearing this up as herO, but man, it's coming at a huge cost. All of these stalkers going down is massive. Finally gets in range of the tank where I can't actually shoot back. 15 probes died. Obviously, the blink was heavily delayed, so can he counterattack potentially here is going to be massively delayed too. herO does have a fast +1 now that just finished up, so that's one benefit he can look towards at the moment. So that is kind of about it, to be honest. The only thing you can really look towards is that having +1 kind of quickly is something of a nicety right now. That's kind of all there is. I mean, I hate to be negative, but he took a lot of damage here, plain and simple. You take a lot of damage like that, it is going to come back to bite you. It is going to catch up on you at some stage, most likely. I'd say that is already very much so happening right now as our hallucination scouts through. It's not like Clem's economy is incredible, it's just so much of what you're going to have to rebuild here is here and what you get reset on. I'm about to have his additional barracks looking to set up in towards the tech labs for the stim pack and combat shield. That will obviously give him a pretty good future as well. That should set him up very nicely, in fact. Hallucination still just patrolling around over on the top side. As the Raven coming through, the stim pack and the +1 upgrades coming in as well. We continue to bring that straight up for the moment as the Stalker's going to go pinging about. A little bit more damage done. Stim back, combat shield, +1 attack coming in, charging the +1 armor coming through. He's going to charge down +1 armor, continue to come about. Going to settle ourselves here. The stim pack combat and +1 continues to come online. Couple of Widow Mines still coming through as well. Raven overhead, bio gathering tank going to be setting there. Stalker's just going to get chased. Going to be seeing the bio force coming across. Stalker's going to get hunted for a little bit as well. I mean, this is Clem obviously just pushing through. Obviously a chance to maybe capitalize on what we saw before. Nice feedback on the Raven. I mean, that's going to help, right? But you've got a lot more to do in this game to really step back into this. At the end of the day right now, Storm's not ready yet as herO. Getting rid of the Raven's going to help, but I don't know if it's going to save the day. As Clem, again, force field down. He could just move toward the third base. He does not have to attack into the natural right here. It's not like, yes, you must do this. You can, yeah, run up over here, pick away at this base. That's going to be an issue for herO as well. If you lose this base, that's probably not going to end up very well for you either, right? So you're kind of in a bit of a hard place right now. I'm going to shoot the Archon Sentry coming over. I'm going to chase. Archon's going to go down. The unit's still coming across. They're going to keep fighting. Stalker's going to try and blink back, but hero's supply just really is not there. It's not cutting it at all. And obviously he's just unable to really pick any part of this fight that's going to kind of go his way at any point. I mean, he is kind of bleeding out on all fronts. No, the Marine Marauder coming through, the Ghost Academy coming online, extra Widow Mines in production. There come the Stalkers and the Immortals once again as the Zealots get to the front. Going to push back a little bit again. Again, the Robobay, Zealot, and High Templars are building through for the moment. Yeah, +2 attack still coming online. So the Bio gonna get there, Pylon gonna get picked away at. I mean, I'm just going to try and pick up this 4th base in the Zealots, the Stalkers. I mean, the Immortals are a nice beefy unit that can kind of maybe help you a bit, but it just feels like we're waiting for the inevitable, but just that Clem overwhelms this. The Immortal force is going to get jumped on. The Archon is going to get blown up as it tries to warp in from the High Templars. The Prism goes down, cancelling the warp, and that should pretty much seal the deal. I think that one's going to be good enough for Clem to take map 1 of this best of 3. And Clem, in the bottom right-hand side, our blue Protoss player is going to be dragging Kaiser's herO. And he is taking on the red Terran in the top left corner of the map, representing Team Liquid. We have Clem. Game 2 of our best of 3 semi-final. Winner of this plays Skillus in the grand finals. A little bit of a surprise to see Skillus there in a way. I mean, he definitely has the potential to, but it was just fun the way that top side of the bracket ended up going. Skillus beat Max Pax, Spirit beat Bjorn, and Skillus beat Spirit. If you just tune in now, that's how the earlier games went. For Skillus to be in the finals, because I know that might come as, like I say, a little bit of a surprise. It's like, whoa, Skillus is in the finals. But yeah, he played well earlier. He really did play well. It's fun to watch. Very fun to watch. Let's just have our command center scrolling through, getting some SCVs ready. We get ourselves ready. Going to be seeing the probe nippling at the SCV for a moment or two, so some damage being dealt. And the probe just scouts in. They kind of look to see what is going on in the early stages. As we get this readied up, the SCVs are going to pull through. The probe will take a couple more nibbles, so a bit more damage being done there. And the SCVs will continue to go after that probe, as we just want to be able to take our command center nice and comfortably for the moment. Okay, coming about again, the Nexus will continue online. We've seen the Ripper gonna hit the probe. The probe will take some damage, a few shots coming through. Just full at the moment. Self set up here. So we're gonna get that Marine will go down. Gonna see ourselves a Zealot continue to cross. Gonna chase that SCV for a few moments. We're going to shoot, Reaper taking damage. You've seen our factory continue on the line, the Wolf Gate continuing up for the moment too. And we've seen that Zealot and Stalker combined. Stalker's going to shoot, SCVs are dropping. Stalker's going to hit the reactor, going to take a little bit more damage. Then we've seen the Cyclone continue through, the Marine coming up as well. A couple of probes continue to come about as our Twilight Council continues to come in. Just going to hit the command center. Damage being dealt as obviously this harassment from herO puts Clem back a step, but nothing too crazy. Cyclone locks on. Stalker will take a little bit of damage as well for a moment or two. be seeing the Marines and the Cyclone eventually going to push this back. Cyclone, a great defensive unit still, kind of able to step up and come into moments like this and have a little bit of a say about how things are going. Definitely helps to push stuff back a little bit on that for the moment, as our Marines and the Cyclone still join up together. Starport building up. Just going to have ourselves the siege tank, and the Marines continue in. Robo facility continues online as well. The Marines and the Cyclones will make their way out onto the map, so again, away they go. Just journeying across here for the first couple of moments. And our Robo facility, our Nexus, and our Blink all continue to come online for the moment, as the Medevac and Marines will continue up. The SCVs are still coming through as well. See if herO can find some more aggression once he gets to the Blink play in the near future. Pretty much going to be our big question right now, because if you can get some more aggression, then that's great. If not, I mean, maybe he actually ends up in a little bit too much trouble. Right now, Clem is pushing down the bottom side, already has a tank, a couple of Cyclones. He's going to try and take advantage of what we've seen happening so far. Server just going to go moving through overhead as... I mean, Clem got to make a decision right now. This tank's not siege. Stalkers walk down this ramp. They have Blink available. Clem just completely messed this up. I think waiting for his medevac, but... Okay, I say messed it up. He's going to still chase for some of the Stalkers. The Cyclone Lock-on's actually doing a pretty huge amount of work, all things considered. As another Blink comes through, herO gets away. Clem kind of salvages this just from the fact that he wasn't actually in as bad a trade as I thought he was about to be in. That looked really horrible for him, right? Like, that looked as kind of as bad as it gets, but... kind of stabilizes, so not so bad in the end. It's going to be seen that Marines and the Cyclone's going to get that. It pushed a couple of Stalkers back the other direction as well. Observer still overhead too, as our Marine's going to get chased away. So herO still has the Blink and still able to chase down a little bit. Siege tank position is good. Cyclones are going to be there to help deal with that positioning as well. Impact +1, both coming up right here. We get that sorted out. Having that Robo Bay and the 2 extra gateways coming online as well here currently from herO. So just getting, again, a little bit of everything up and rolling for now. The 1-1 upgrades, the charge coming through. I like where he's at, honestly. I mean, worker count is good. Army is getting into the right direction. Robo Bay to give him some tech choice beyond just the kind of the charge dots and the Stalkers. I think we're heading into just a good position all around as a couple of barracks come up, Stimpack, Combat Shield, and +1, all continuing through as well. He's got a cross, Prism gets chased away. Still settling down, a couple of SCVs coming about also. Probe's going to pull back in towards the natural expansion as the Raven comes around the bottom. So just going to see that Raven on the move as well. And again, +1 attack, Combat Shield, Stimpack, all the upgrades coming online for the moment here. I mean, Clem's about to hit his power point with the upgrades as well, so a little bit of a spike for him. herO is probably feeling fairly similar. herO's taking a 4th base. Clem gets his 3rd set up as well, so herO clearly not afraid of continuing to build that economy. Very happy to keep that economy rolling out for the moment. As our Stalkers come through, the probes are going to mine. Again, extended thermal lance is about halfway done, and the +2 attack now starting up on the side of herO as well, so we're also just going to get that into play for the moment. And the Prism coming about. It's going to be having the Colossus and the Gateways and the Nexus coming online. So we're going to shoot at the Marauder. I'm just not going to do too much. That Prism is not that threatening. A few Stalkers, as long as you have units in position, don't do much. Stalkers are great if you have 4 of them and they hit a mineral line that's just completely empty. The moment anything's in position to defend, apart from, like, you know, obviously a couple of Marines may not do enough, right? But generally, if anything's in position to defend, it's probably not going to go too well for you. That's just going to charge up. Marauder going to get taken down already. Ghost Academy building. So Clem happy to kind of get his tech online. The Vikings, the Ghost Academy. Get that going as he gets towards his 4th base over these next few moments. So have that all settled in. And a couple of Vikings and the Ghost continue up. The armory coming through. The couple of refineries are coming online. The army of herO is going to come straight across. The moment he just hits some tech, he's like, yeah, I think I've got more tech than you can handle. But I just don't think that's true. I think Clem's transition into Ghost Viking has really been on point in terms of timing. And so I don't think we can push forward here as herO and see success. Army supplies are very similar. Clem just lifted that CC. He might prefer to leave that on the ground. Kind of weird because, like, you can either choke up your opponent or you can choke up yourself. Like, one's good for you, the other is not so great. He wasn't ready for herO's army to be here is the bigger issue. Tanks were not sieged, and herO kind of gets the jump on Clem because Clem's just not expecting him to be ready to fight. So, like I say, Clem gets a little bit caught off guard, which doesn't happen all the time, and he's actually going to end up paying for it in a big way. I really did not think that that was going to be good enough for herO to just to kind of, in that moment, say, right, this is it, let's go. But it was really just, like I said, hand side, we are going to have ourselves the red Terran player representing Team Liquid. This is Clem, and he is all tied up in this semi-final matchup. Taking on the blue Protoss in the bottom left corner of the map, we have herO. And it comes down to this game right now to see who advances to the finals to take on Skillus here today in the WardiTV Christmas Invitational. Get set up. We've seen the racks and the gas coming through, the gateway and the assimilator coming online as well. Let's see if he comes over the far left-hand side and is going to be scouting down to again see what it is that we can maybe do here. Seeing a little bit of what's going on. Engineering bay drops into position, so just going to put that straight in place. Let's go in immediately. And probes are down there straight away just to deny this. Feels like Protoss players have been pretty crisp about kind of figuring out the engineering bay blocks and stopping them ASAP lately. Feels like they're doing... It's much rarer to see the engineering bay get like a ton of HP on it and to really force the third Nexus location, so... I wonder if that's in part due to they feel the need to check for that more seriously, because before you could throw the third Nexus down, and obviously multi-pronged defenses would be helped a lot by battery overcharge. I wonder if there is in some part, like battery overcharge not being there kind of improves the need to kind of make sure you can just get the natural location in position. Or maybe people are just taking it very seriously for other reasons. I'm just speculating a little bit. It just feels as though that kind of like it kind of links with the patch timing. Like I feel like not so long ago I saw a lot of engineering bay blocks that just weren't taken seriously at all. It's like, oh, I didn't check, and the engineering bay blocks like, okay, I'll just take my third base, the engineering bay cancels, etc. And then usually the Terran used to kind of run Hellions at you to try and punish your kind of positioning, right? Anyways, not enough for me speculating more to what's going on. Twilight Council builds on the side of herO, Starport builds on the side of Clem. And so our tech choices continue through Clem's command center. Building as well is obviously going to have to float down to the low ground. Building on the high ground to keep itself safe for the initial few moments. Seems to be the scenario. So we get that going through. And yeah, Twilight Council's coming up. The Adept is coming in. The Warp Gate is coming through as well. I was just going to go firing forwards. Just going to be seeing the medevac and the Marines coming out. The Wooden Mine coming in. The Adept's going to run up and then back down. More than anything, they'd just love to get a bit of information here. I'd love to know, what are you doing? You know, can I just get a confirmation, like, what you're actually up to right now? Like, that would be really good to know about. So, yeah, I think just looking for that info more than anything else at this current point in time. Currently watching, we're checking in on the wind. It's a windy day out here on our frost line. Just double checking on that, making sure that the wind flag is, the windsock's flowing in the right direction. Check if we've got to be careful of, you know, the camera getting blown around, the observing going a bit haywire because it's windy. It's always funny when we basically just steal Ninja's observe, and he's obviously maybe talking about something on the map, and we're just like, well, I guess we'll talk about it too. Marines come in here. The Widowmine's going to hit the Adept. We actually retarget onto the front Adept there, and it splashes nicely onto the other Adept as well, so that actually goes pretty well. I'm able to dish out some hurt, and already, I mean, a unit going down at the same time, it's, I guess, not super terrible, because then obviously Clem is still pushed back. He's not sticking around in this position or anything along those lines, so I guess that's kind of okay here. As again, that blink coming through, the observer coming in. Viking will land as well. Tank siege is up. As the rope bay comes through too. Rope bay forge, probes, stalker continue to come about for the moment. Shots coming about, we're knocking obs down. Rope bay and the Immortal still coming online. As the stalkers move across, Immortal still producing through. The Marines are going to fire onto the stalkers as well. Go back and forth, and now the Stalker's going to fight back. And there's a good little push from Clem. Obviously, there's a cool part about this map. You never have to go onto the low ground to kind of push across, so there's no ramps you can utilize here to kind of take advantage of the Stalkers, kind of, you know, high ground hitting the units as they move across. Mortal out is going to help a lot with this, as Clem chases those Stalkers pretty heavily. Kind of needs to rely on the tanks a little bit more, I'd say, so does not want to get too far ahead of himself. Does not want to leave those two tanks too far back in the dust, right? I think definitely something to be cautious of in that one. Actually going to jump onto the reinforcing tank, which is definitely where the Stalkers can succeed, but it wasn't free. We do have the units getting there, and Stalker going down. Like I say, though, Immortal number 2 is about to pop, and so Clem is kind of looking at this. I think he's trying to retreat. He sieges one tank a bit further back. He's going to pull this other one away. He is being chased. He's going to get blinked on. He's just going to have to turn and fight. He gets the medevac pickup. Remember that other Stalkers on the map, and Clem should be aware of that, so that is not a guaranteed getaway. He's going to lose the medevac, maybe. He has to drop the tanks off. Trying to target Stalkers down. We micro a little bit. Medevac will fall now. The tank's still alive. That second tank, the first one, obviously did fall. Clem now trying to siege up his units. I don't know if this is enough. He was trying to retreat, but herO picked the perfect moment to chase on the retreat. I actually think this is going to go pretty darn well for him. All said and done, I actually think we've got ourselves Clem in a spot of bother as herO continues across the map and looks to make this a PvP final today. herO is going to jump through. The SCV is going to have to pull forward from Clem as well, but like I say, is that going to be good enough? I really do not think it is. GG says Clem, and herO is going to make the grand finals, taking on Skillus in that grand final. GG's herO goes and takes the 2-1 victory over Clem, and we're going to finish it all up with some PvP. herO versus Skillus.